After a chilly start to the day this morning, we're going to warm nicely back to what we saw yesterday. Not as many high-level clouds, so it looks like it's going to be abundantly sunny throughout the day today.
You're watching East Tennessee weather, powered by Rusty Wallace Automotive Group.
Well, we made it to Thursday. Good morning, 7:01 right now, getting everyone started here on this good old chilly morning. And take a look at that beautiful sunrise. That's from the camera at the shed and the Harley-Davidson community. I keep saying community. Harley-Davidson shop, anyways, in the Maryville community. That's what I'm trying to say. Gorgeous sunrise taking shape here this morning. What a crisp and clear start to the day. Question of the morning: did you happen to get up and see any shooting stars from the Geminid meteor shower? I want to know as we start this good old Thursday morning. So how's everyone doing this morning? Is everyone doing okay? A nice, quiet, chilly start. We've had the clear skies. We had a 1.2% full moon, meaning a super sliver of a crescent moon here last night. So that allowed for little light pollution from the moon. And if you're in the countryside, hopefully you had a chance to capture that beautiful comet. Not comet, the meteor shower, I should say, that was swinging through the atmosphere. I caught one this morning as I was walking out to the studio. And it was cool. But, man, you can only it's a quick glimpse. It's like you stare at the sky, then all of a sudden you see something out of the corner of your eye. By the time you look, it is gone, and it is burnt up. And so, yeah. Anyway, sure, hope you're having a great morning. Let's get you out the door here as we start the day. A live look there from Look Rock. That's in the mountains, the Smoky Mountains. 32 degrees right now is the current temperature. Winds are out of the west about 7 miles per hour. And it feels like 29 degrees, so a little bit of a light breeze to make it feel just a little bit chillier to get the day started. We also got a nice view from Newfound Gap. Look at that sun glare to get the day started. And also another view from Purchase Knob. And that is a nice view. Way up at the Smokies, current temperature there, 34. I say 34 there, but some of us are a little bit colder in the valley locations. What's that a good indication of? It is an inversion. So you get during these clear, cold nights, you get the cold air. It's dense, it's heavy, it sinks to the ground. And so that allows the surface sometimes to cool more than the higher elevations. Anybody traveling across Union, Granger, Claiborne County, into parts of East Knox and Jefferson and parts of Sevier County. So if you travel along Interstate 40 between downtown Knoxville and, say, the Dandridge or even the Kodak exit, that's exit 407 in the Smokies, you may run into some dense fog to get the day started. But as I mentioned, temperatures in the valley, some of us are in the low 20s, i.e. Rogersville, Tri-Cities, Greenville's coming in at 34, Tazeville a cold 27 degrees. But you can come across the Southern Valley down the I-75 corridor, and temperatures are nice and quiet and chilly, but a little bit warmer. We're now at 43 in Chattanooga here at this hour, which, by the way, still most locations are a little bit warmer than what we were yesterday, even though we had the crystal clear skies to get the day started. So your out the door forecast here this morning, it's going to be abundantly sunny. Remember how we had some high-level clouds yesterday? We're not going to have those high-level clouds throughout the day today. We will continue to see nothing but sunshine, probably not even a cloud in the sky. So a nice chilly morning, but a nice, comfortable, sunny afternoon. Look at these forecast highs, just like yesterday. So not much change in the atmosphere to allow for those temperatures to warm or cool. So we're going to stay about the same. We'll be in the mid to upper 50s from Tri-Cities to Morristown. Central Valley will be in the mid to upper 50s. Southern Valley will be in the upper 50s to low 60s. And for you folks joining from the Cumberland Plateau, you'll probably stay in the mid 50s here throughout the day today. A nice evening ahead of us, but just like a good old solid December night with clear skies, once that sun sets, it's going to be on the chilly side. So tonight's forecast by the evening commute will be down to about 54. Dinner time, we're at 45, or mid-40s anyways. And we'll be in the low 40s as we head into the 9 o'clock hour. So as we get closer to bedtime tonight, a nice, quiet, chilly evening. And that's going to make for an even colder start to our day tomorrow. So temperatures start off in the 20s. Rogersville, maybe down to about 22 degrees. So bone chilling for sure. Even Chattanooga is going to be a little bit chillier, down to about 34. If that's all you need to know and want to get out the door, have a great day. We sure hope you enjoy the day. We will continue to see and talk about the forecast ahead of us, because if you've been with me this week, we've been talking about the chance for rain on Sunday. Now, couple days ago, we were like, okay, well, kind of depends on the track of this low pressure system. It really depends on how much rain we actually may see around the area. But it does look like the rain chances are increasing based on the track of the low pressure. And then do we see some snow on the backside of this system Monday? Possible. I'll explain here in a moment. But if you were a planner, I would say Saturday, make that your outdoor kind of a day. We will be mostly cloudy as the upper level moisture swings its way into the area. So I expect some high level cloudiness on Saturday. Sunday, the rain settles on in, so it's going to be a soggy, damp, dreary day. But temperature wise, it's not going to be too bad. But when you add moisture, when you add the rain to the forecast, well, it makes it feel colder. This storm system's coming in and out of the Rockies and the West Coast, the Four Corners area. There's two systems, basically. I'm not going to really highlight it per se because it's just a lot to kind of try to explain. But basically, two systems. We've got an upper level low swinging its way on through. So that's way up in the atmosphere. That's about 15,000 feet up in the atmosphere. And that's going to be swinging its way on through. Now, at the surface, that's going to develop a low pressure system down along the Gulf of Mexico. And so that, combined with a weak cold front swinging in from the northwest, that's going to combine its efforts and come together to produce possibly a stronger low-pressure system. When you take two pieces of energy and you bring them together, it can create a stronger low, and that's looking like that's going to be the case. So here's Saturday night. Most of Saturday is going to be on the dry side. Again, Saturday night, maybe as we get into the evening or during the early overnight hours, we'll probably see a little bit of rain swinging its way on into the area. So Saturday through Sunday morning, here comes that low. Again, it's been tracking a little bit further to the west versus the east, which is what we were talking about the last couple of days. And so therefore, that puts us closer to the center of low pressure, meaning we have better lift in the atmosphere. We have better dynamics. We have a better chance for seeing those rain showers settle on in. So Sunday is going to be a soggy day through probably the entire day. As the low tracks its way right along the Appalachian Mountains, it's still going to be all in the form of liquid precipitation. So we're not necessarily looking at snowfall during the event. But as it tracks its way further to the north, up into West Virginia and Pennsylvania, that gives us now a northwesterly flow. You get counterclockwise rotation around a low-pressure system, and that's going to draw in the colder air. Now, it's not going to be colder per se because high temperatures don't really cool down a whole lot, but that doesn't mean as you go up in the atmosphere, it doesn't get colder, and it does. And so I think the higher elevations, the mountains will likely see some snow out of this. Again, model guidance is having a little hard time on it, but I think that's going to be the general rule of thumb. That would be through the day on Monday into Monday evening as the storm exits and pushes its way up into the New England area. That just draws in that cooler air. But again, as I mentioned, temperatures don't drop a whole lot. Rainfall amounts have increased, so not only has confidence increased on the storm system as we get into the weekend, rainfall amounts have increased as well. Look at places like Charleston, Myrtle Beach, the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We're talking 2 to 3 inches of rainfall there. You come closer to the Appalachian region, from North Carolina to East Tennessee, we're talking maybe 1 to 2 across the mountains of East Tennessee, North Carolina. The further west you are, say from downtown Knoxville, I use Knoxville as a reference because it's the center of East Tennessee. And so if you live a little bit further west of the Knoxville area, so say the Cumberland Plateau, a likely better chance for seeing less rain, but still maybe about a half an inch to upwards of an inch. The valley locations from Chattanooga to Tri-Cities likely will pick up anywhere from maybe an inch to an inch and a half. We'll go about 3/4 to an inch and a half. All right, so here's the latest snowfall guidance. Again, this is a little bit more than what I was showing a little even earlier, so this model data is just now updating, but the idea is there that we'll likely see some snow developing across the mountains of East Tennessee, North Carolina, up the Appalachian Mountains, up into West Virginia, and then maybe developing into some lake effect snow up into, say, New York and Pennsylvania, from Erie to Buffalo. Classic. When the lakes are warm, the Great Lakes anyways are warm, you get that cold air to go over it, and that produces those lake effect snows. If you've ever been up to say, Buffalo or Erie, if you ever paid attention to the snowfall up there, it's one of those things where, you drive 5 miles down the road and there's nothing. You drive 5 more miles down the road, and now, they've been known to get feet of snow within a very short distance, and that's what lake effect snows do. Temperature trend. How about this temperature trend? Not too bad, actually. We're going to be in the mid to upper 50s today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Remember, increasing clouds on Saturday, and then as we get into next week, not a big cool down. We're going to stay pretty average with highs in the low 50s. So pretty solid weather stretch for the month of December so far. So Saturday, highlighting that weekend forecast, We'll go about 50s, mid to upper 50s anyways. We'll call it mostly cloudy but slightly above average temperatures. More average-like weather on Sunday due to the fact that we'll have clouds and we'll have the rain showers hanging out with us as the rain does settle in. So Sunday is going to be more of an indoor kind of a day. Doesn't mean you don't want to go outside. You just know that you have to grab the jackets and the umbrellas. So when we're talking rainfall here locally, again, anywhere from maybe a 1 to 1.5 to pockets of 2 inches of rain across the highest peaks of the Smokies. Take you back outside. Nice view. Let's check in on that sunrise here this morning. It's getting ready to come up over the eastern sky. And again, the question here this morning was, did you happen to catch any of the Geminid meteor shower last night? Did you walk out last night? Did you see any of the shooting stars, if you will? Highlight that in the chat here this morning. Let's say good morning to everybody and see how everyone is getting the day started. Again, if you're joining us on Roku or Amazon Fire, you can't really add to the chat, but you can just listen and I'll answer questions. If you want to hop onto the Facebook, onto your Facebook page and my Facebook page, I should say, and check in, then you can kind of check in and on your cell phone. So again, just want to say hi to everybody, see how everyone's doing this morning. Can't see the mountains. Life not always the best. Too many trees. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Mike Witcher, I can't see. Sharon, I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say here. I can't see mountains. Life not always the best. Too many trees. Have a blessed, wonderful day. You might have to kind of refine that and explain what you're talking about. Buck, good morning. Sure hope you have a great day. Did you earlier this week? Did you do Taco Tuesday? Say hi to Keith this morning. Sure hope Keith says, hey, everybody, sure hope you have a great day. That was nice, Keith. I hope everyone has a great day as well. Good morning, Kimberly. I've got Sandra on here. A beautiful sky. So did anybody see the meteor shower last night? It doesn't seem like anybody did. Looks like we're going to do some work outside. This is great weather to get outside and do some work. Betty says, nope, didn't see nothing. I saw one. So I came out this morning on, I live in Knoxville, so I've got a lot of light pollution. You got to get away from light pollution. But I will say that the stars were super starry, super bright this morning due to the fact that we had a 1.2 full crescent moon. That kind of sounds weird, right? It's a 1.2% full moon, meaning it was a sliver of a crescent moon. And that's always nice when you don't have a full moon. When you have a full moon, the sky's bright. You can't really see the stars as much. But with the lack of moonlight, we were able to have a lot more stars out there, hopefully making it for better views. Whoever got a chance to get out and take pictures or check on the meteor shower. Shirley says, nope, making fudge. Went to bed early. Yeah, no, it was peaking around 2 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, Pat. Pat says, nope, went to bed as early as well. Don't worry, I didn't stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning either. So I just got up and looked and saw one. Maria says, I love the crescent moon. It's so pretty when you see that just little sliver of a moon. Good morning, Madisonville. David's joining us from there. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, Kimberly says, I also can't see the sky due to too many trees. Makes sense now. Didn't put that one together. Betty says she was sleeping. Hopefully you slept well, Betty. Well, if there's any photographers out there, hit me up. Let me know. Send me some photos if you captured a beautiful, some shooting stars. Listen, I mean, there's a lot of great photographers out there that you just open up the camera lens, the iris, or the shutter, I should say, on your camera, and you can let the sky tell you the story, and that's really what we saw. Michelle says she's looking for another beautiful day, as am I, Michelle. It's going to be gorgeous today, great tomorrow. Saturday's really going to be nice, just not nearly as much sunshine. Shirley did see the beautiful stars, and Betty said she had some wonderful sleep. That's nice. I did too. I had some good sleep last night. Anyways, I sure hope you have a great day. We've got a few more people that have joined here this morning. So let's go ahead and just highlight the forecast once again. We'll take you back up to the mountains, show you some beautiful views. If you're just now tuning in, that way you don't have to rewind and see how it all played out. But again, as this comes to an end, don't worry. You can go back and watch it and get the forecast there. Got the daily forecast updated right there on the weather on the website at easttnweather.com. Also on the app here this morning. highlighting the forecast for the day. What's great about that as well is you can just grab the forecast for the day, and if you got to hit the road and move on with life, have a great day. But I usually kind of give you a little bit more, build on that, talk about the next system most times. And so you can stay as long as you want. You can watch as much as you want. You can get the weather and just head out the door. So Look Rock's looking beautiful here to get the day started. Nice, quiet, cold though. 32 degrees up in the mountain. So a little bit of an inversion taking shape in parts of East Tennessee due to the fact that the mountains are a little bit warmer. Newfound Gap, got another update there. Oh, look at that sunshine there. It is gorgeous, and this is a gorgeous view from Purchase Knob with a current temperature of 34. Dew point's down to 17, and that's that drier air. Some of you may notice a little bit more static electricity developing. Yeah, the drier the air is, the more static electricity there is in the atmosphere. We do have some fog developing out there this morning from Union County, Claiborne, Granger County into eastern Knox, western Jefferson, parts of Hamblen County, a little bit in Hamblen County anyways, and a little bit across the mountains of Monroe County as well. So not a ton of fog to slow you down. Looked at traffic just a moment ago. No traffic issues here to get the day started. Temperatures are colder. Tri-Cities coming in with the low 20s. Come down the I-75 corridor. Sweetwater's at 27. Cleveland's at 30. And Chattanooga's coming in at a whopping 43 this morning. Kind of balmy, which is 13 degrees warmer than what Chattanooga was yesterday. 2 degrees colder in the Tri-Cities area. And getting us out the door, heading towards lunchtime. Should be a nice lunch hour. Again, jackets and sunglasses here. 51 degrees by noon. Temperatures for forecast highs, very similar to what we had yesterday. We'll be in the 50s to even pockets of low 60s. And if you have any evening plans here tonight, looks like we'll see those temperatures fall from the mid-50s for the evening rush hour down to about 40 degrees by bedtime here this evening. Tomorrow morning, we start off with a colder. It's going to be much colder, where most of us are in the 20s and low 30s. Rain chances do ramp up. Not Saturday. As it stands right now, looks like it's going to be Sunday. Now, of course, if the storm system speeds up just a little bit, we'll likely increase that chance for a little bit of rain late in the day on Saturday. It's a storm system coming in from the west coast. That's going to bring in some good snow showers across parts of Colorado. Drop those temperatures as well. As it tracks its way across the Mississippi River Valley, it's going to combine its efforts with a couple systems, and that's going to bring us and develop this low-pressure system across the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to develop and push its way up the Appalachian region. The storm has a little bit more of a westerly progression, and because of that, it actually has elevated our rain, not only our rain chances, but the amount of rain that we will actually experience and see on Sunday. So Sunday morning, heading off to church, likely a doozy. As we get closer to the weekend, i.e. tomorrow morning, I'll have a more high-resolution model to show you. High-resolution models don't go out as far as the low-resolution models, and so this is a lower-resolution model. This is called the GFS, and that's showing the rain showers. But all the models have the consensus that we will get rain on Sunday. What we're going to watch for on the back side of the system is, do we get some colder air aloft to swing through to change over some of the rain to snow across the highest peaks of the Smokies? Is it going to happen in the valley or the plateau? Likely not. I just don't think it's going to be cold enough, but the models are kind of picking up on that chance for snow across the higher elevations. So when you look at a rainfall forecast, we will see anywhere. I mean, look at the southeastern coastline. If anybody has any travel plans, if you travel for your job, if you have family members that travel for their jobs, they're moving and they're traveling southeast, or maybe you're moving today. And if you are, well, glad you could join us this morning. Safe travels and safe moves. Hey, by the way, big shout out to anybody's birthdays. I don't know anybody's birthday today, but if it's your birthday, just wanted to give you a shout out. I just thought about that. It's always nice to celebrate birthdays. Here across the valley locations, we'll probably pick up anywhere from 3/4 to 1.5 inches of rain. There's your snowfall forecast again. Likely to see some snow on the backside of that through the day on Monday, but again, across the highest peaks of the Smokies. And so when you highlight your 7-day temperature trend, we're not cooling off behind the system. We're going to stay basically average, a little bit above average today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So highlighting that weekend forecast will be in the upper 50s. That's the day to get outside and do things. Good shopping weather on the way. If you need to get out and finish those all that shopping, if you need to send off some presents, you better do that soon. I say that to you because I'm telling myself to do the same thing. I got to ship off some presents to my family out into Colorado. But Sunday, the rain settles in, so a little closer view of the rainfall outlook here around town will likely pick up about 1 inch of rainfall. So anyway, sure hope you have a great day. Looks like, let's see. Nobody else did see the beautiful stars, Shirley said. Betty says she loves the app. Thanks, Betty. If you like the app, pass it along. Share the wealth of knowledge and information to your friends and family. So I do appreciate that. Donna says, hey, Mike, love watching you on Facebook. Thanks for all you do. Maria says, the app is so nice, I can skip the news. There we go. Well, that was kind of the whole point, not to skip the news. I mean, we still need the news of the day, right? But if you have kids around or you don't want to watch the news or you want a family-friendly environment, that's where this 24-hour weather channel comes into play. You can put it on in the background. I come on about every 5 to 8 minutes with all the current conditions, day parts, future casts that you want for all of East Tennessee, from Chattanooga, the Tri-Cities, the Cumberland Plateau, to the Smoky Mountains. And Maria says, I hope we can get some snow this winter. Well, if we can continue to get these lows to come out of the southeast, like the one that's going to happen this weekend, if we can continue that trend, we will likely get a decent snow at some point this winter. We'll see how the pattern what the pattern does, but of course, you got to have the cold air in place. For this next storm system, we just really don't have the cold air. And Brenda says, weather is the most important. Indeed, it is. It's the number one topic of conversation among adults. It is the number one reason people watch local news is for the weather information. You know, back in the days, we used to be the sideshow. But as time went on, we weren't the sideshow anymore. And the weather, the meteorologist kind of ended up becoming more of the main act. And so that's another reason why I developed East Tennessee Weather, so you can kind of get what you want when you want it. That's why it's East Tennessee Weather when you want it, not when I'm on. Now, of course, I'm on now, so thanks for joining me. But you don't have to tune in at 7 o'clock each and every day. What do the colors mean on the forecast? They see purple and blue, Vicky says. That's rainfall totals. The legends in the top right-hand side of the screen. And so as you get to the blues and purples, you get, and you can see the legend there. It's anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. So typically most of my maps have a legend in the top right-hand side of the screen to kind of give you an idea and gauge what those colors means. But that's rainfall outlook all the way through next Wednesday. But I will say that the rain, let's see, who said that? Vicky, the rain is going to move in on Sunday. So Sunday is going to be kind of a washout, it looks like. You know, a couple days ago, it didn't look like it, but we've been talking about that over the last few days. And so that's why it's important to stay on top of the weather situation, especially when there's a storm, long range, 5, 6, 7, 8 days out. Obviously, there's not a lot of accuracy as you get past about 3 or 4 days. But that's why you got to come back and check in, especially if you're a planner, especially if you have weekend plans. Maybe you got a wedding this weekend. Maybe there's some more Christmas parades or Christmas parties as we get closer to the Christmas holiday. Can you believe we are just, 11 days away from Christmas? 11 days away from Christmas. That's why I said you better get those presents shipped off. Continue your Christmas shopping. But it's not all about the presents, right? It's about family and friends and giving. It's about the season. That's what it's all about. Vicky says the iPhone doesn't show the guide. Oh, interesting. Now you're going to make me look up on my phone. Let me go to this and see what it says, because that's interesting. I didn't think it did that, but I will look. So I'm going to go back to the weather maps for a second so I can see what it looks like on the iPhone. Should be able to see it. Maybe it's just hard to see because it's so small. Yeah, it's still there in the top right-hand side of the screen. But anyways, it's kind of a little bit tougher to see, isn't it, those numbers when they're so low? If you turn your phone sideways, Vicky, you might have a better chance of seeing what it looks like instead of having your phone in the vertical profile. Turn it sideways and make this live weather sideways, 16 by 9 rather than by 9 by 16. Kimberly says it's better to give than receive. Amen to that. You know what? I'm a giver. I like to give people things better than receive them. I'm sure we all like to receive presents, but it is nice to give for sure. Let's see. Deborah says, so glad you're doing this. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't get local channels, and I've missed you. Aw, well, I've missed you as well, Deborah. I remember the first day you came to WBR a long time ago. It was like 28 to 32 years ago. Was it that long ago? It wasn't that long ago. I'm not that old, Deborah. I came in 2005 from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Moved across the country, not with just everything in my car. Didn't know a single person. And now I've made this home basically since 2005. Quick little stint in Denver, but that was about it. All right. Well, we sure hope you all have a wonderful and safe day. I'm going to send you back to the 24-hour weather channel so you can get all the weather you want and the information that you want to know so you can get out the door. That is what it is for. I'll start you off with a picture or some automation maps from all of East Tennessee. Then it'll go into more of a Knox County view, including surrounding counties, so Blount, Knox, and Sevier County. And then I'll go to a Smoky Mountain National Park view. So if you want to check in on that, and then I'll come back with a forecast. I'll show you the big picture. I'll show you all the information that you want to know. I'll leave the 24-hour weather channel up for a little bit. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's East TN Weather. If you're joining me right now on YouTube, by the way, thank you. I've got about 7 viewers joining on YouTube right now. But remember, if you want to continue, you've got to go over to the other live stream. It's the one that shows my picture, and it says 24/7 live stream. So if you want to switch over to that, that'd be great. If you own a business, if you have any TVs in a waiting room or whatnot, I would appreciate if you would put up East Tennessee weather in your waiting rooms. It's just a great way to get all the weather information. I know some waiting rooms have the weather channel, some have HGTV, and some have soap operas running. Well, they're always on mute, so what good is it to watch that kind of stuff, right? You can watch weather in silence. And so it's a great tool there. So if you do that, I'd appreciate it. Give me a shout out if you do put it up in your waiting room. I'd like to come and highlight it and come take a picture with you and say hi and come meet and greet you. Speaking of meet and greets, I'm going to try to set up a meet and greet coming up soon. So hopefully we can get that done. Probably not going to be before Christmas, but maybe after the first of the year, we'll do a meet and greet somewhere. And so maybe some of you can come out and we can have a conversation, just kind of meet in person, because you're on here every day and you're part of my life. You're part of my social media. You're part of this business because it's you that help make everything so much better. So thank you for you. Thank you for doing what you do around our community. I appreciate you as much as you have told me you appreciate me. So thank you very much. All right, we'll send you back to the 24-hour channel. Have a great day, everybody. those weather headlines. Beautiful today, tomorrow, increasing clouds on Saturday, rain on Sunday, and possibly chillier weather returning to the area on Monday. And that Sunday, Monday storm system we're going to watch closely. So let's go ahead and take you into the big picture and talk about that weekend forecast, because really if you have travel plans today, a little bit cooler to our north, a little bit warmer to our south and southwest, but a nice travel day ahead of us thanks to this big blue bubble of no trouble. That's called high pressure, and it brings us happy weather. Humidity is on the low side, rather dew points, which gives us low humidity as well. That increases as we head into the upcoming weekend, a sign of more moisture being added to the atmosphere, and that's really how it's going to play out. An upper level low tracking its way across the midsection of the U.S., and that's going to be responsible for developing a low pressure system along the Gulf of Mexico and allowing another storm system at the surface to our northwest pick up and move its way on in, which elevates our rain chances. Still going about 40 to 60% chance of rain as we head into the day on Sunday. It is looking likely that we will see rain, but we're still several days out, so we'll keep you posted on that. At the surface, here comes that low pressure system and one to our west, and those are going to combine their efforts to bring us, looks likely, rainy conditions throughout the day on Sunday. So scattered to widespread rain is looking likely. As the low tracks its way into the northeast, on the backside of that, we'll get some wraparound moisture. And do we transition that? Do we have the colder air to transition that into some snowfall? So we know that rainfall is increasing around the area, so that has been looking likely. Snowfall models are hinting at the possibility along the peaks of the Appalachians to get some of that switch over from rain to snow. So make sure you check back in. Temperature trend, though, should be nice. We're going to be at or even above average. After a chilly start to the day this morning, we're going to warm nicely back to what we saw yesterday. Not as many high-level clouds, so it looks like it's going to be abundantly sunny throughout the day today. Lows tonight drop back down into the 20s and some low to mid 30s across the Southern Valley, so a chilly Friday morning. But Friday is going to be fantastic. Temperature trend over the next 7 days. Look at this. We're going to see temperatures at or even just slightly above average. Remember, we're talking rainfall on Sunday. When we look at rainfall totals throughout the day on Sunday, we are looking at the possibility of anywhere from a quarter to upwards of 3/4 of an inch of rain. So Saturday's great. Sunday is going to bring the rain. And as I mentioned, upwards of maybe half an inch, 3/4, maybe pockets of an inch to 1.5 inches across the highest peaks of the Smokies and over into North Carolina. So make sure you check back in as we head into the upcoming weekend.
Since 1982, Mike Stevens Homes has built a place for your most cherished and treasured memories. We know the events that take place within the walls of our homes are the stuff of life, and we don't take that responsibility lightly. Our design process starts with you. Every home we build is as unique as the person or the family we're building for. I'm Mike Stevens, and I'd love to talk to you about your new home in your new neighborhood. Let us create the perfect place for your memories of baby's first steps, Thanksgiving with your parents, grandparents, and cousins, and the million treasured moments you'll be thinking of 20 years from now. Mike Stevens Homes doesn't build houses, we build places where your memories happen.
Hey y'all, it's finally here. No, it's the year-end clearance event going on right now at Rusty Walsh Chevrolet in Clinton. Get rates as low as 1.9%, no payments until March of next year, and up to $6,000 off new Silverados. And as always, you get the gift of Rusty's exclusive 200,000-mile warranty. So find your roads to rustywashchevrolet.com and enjoy your holidays with us, where Chevys cost less.
You're watching East Tennessee Weather. Weather when you want it.
Good morning. Have a great Thursday. It looks like it's going to be another wash, rinse, repeat forecast. Beautiful sunshine, mild temperatures for this time of the year. So enjoy that. But it is chilly now, and we're talking about our weekend storm. Rain does settle in on into our Sunday, so that does elevate our rain chances. And it looks like we'll probably see a good old soggy Sunday, really, to be honest with you. So enjoy the weather now. Clear and cold this morning, but temperatures warm nicely. Yesterday, we made it into the mid to upper 50s. That's exactly what we'll do again here today. And if you have evening plans, it is going to be on the chilly side once the sun goes down. It is December, right? 54 for the evening rush hour, but by bedtime tonight, we're dropping down to 40 degrees. We'll talk about your finally Friday forecast, highlight that weekend. That's all coming up here in just